Allow me to take you through something called the Rhesus incompatibility. This is the difference between the blood group of the mother and the baby that is growing inside this mother. Now remember this. This process that is called agglutination, this clogging and coagulating of blood when you do a wrong transfusion, man, this is a death sentence. This is a death sentence. And imagine if you have a pregnancy, you're carrying a baby, ladies, you're carrying a baby that has a totally different blood group from yours. Of course, the blood from the mother and the baby do not mix, but they get near closeness during the placental blood circulation. But they don't mix. They never mix unless there is some placental abruption, unless there is some trauma, unless there is some rupture, or during giving birth, or there is a miscarriage or an abortion. That's the only time they mix. Okay, or there's a higher chance of them mixing, but normally they don't mix. So that baby can be okay, can survive there, but believe me, the second pregnancy will be a problem. So you have a baby that has a different blood group from the mother, and this happens this way. When you're carrying that fetus in you, 50% chance that fetus blood group will belong to the father. Okay, so simply know that there is a 50% chance that the blood group of the baby that you're carrying, 50% chance is they will get the blood group from the father. So of course, again, there's always a higher chance that the father will give the blood group to the baby. But this is the point. For women who are O negative, this incompatibility happens in you most of the times. So if you're a woman who is O negative and you're married or you're having sex, unprotected sex with a man who is O positive, do you see the danger? Do you see the danger there? This will happen if that fetus gets to be O positive, gets the blood group from the father. You will carry that pregnancy, but when you're going to deliver, there will be mixing of blood. When there will be that mixing of blood, guess what will happen? The mother's immunity will sense that there is something new coming in, because the blood that mixed and is mixing with the mother's blood will actually have a flag for the D, so it will be a positive flag. So it has a different identity from the mother because the mother does not have those flags. That's why the immunity does not target those red blood cells of the mother. But now you're mixing blood from an O positive fetus, yet the mother is O negative. So now you're coming in, that blood that is coming in from the fetus is coming in with a flag that is saying, hey, I am positive, I am D positive, I'm D, right? It's showing that D flag. So guess what is going to happen? The mother has to target this one. But there's something called sensitization. So your immunity works very cleverly. So if you get typhoid for the first time, your immune cells will target that typhoid, will try to fight it, but because it's a new thing, it might end up giving up. So you need an antibiotic, right? You need the ciprofloxacin, you need the levofloxacin, you need the amoxiclav so that you clear the typhoid. You reduce the dose, and then your immunity picks up. But the immunity keeps a lesson, keeps a memory. It knows that if this new agent comes here again, it can destroy it as easily. So let's form an army that will actually target these guys who are coming from this border. So now the mother's immune system clearly knows that there's something new here. There's this blood that is showing us a positive flag. So what do? Let's create an army to destroy him, but we will destroy him if he comes in again. So we'll just keep this memory and relax. So if we get to see this blood group here, we will destroy. Now that tells you this mother is having an army already against the D flag. And now you get the second pregnancy. Okay? You get the second pregnancy, and this fetus or this baby that's growing in you has again a positive blood. What do you think will happen? Hello? What do you think will happen now that you've gotten a positive baby, Rhesus positive baby, and he has gotten his blood group again from the father, so he's a O positive baby, and the mother is O negative, and this mother has already antibodies against any blood that has a positive flag. So what do you think will happen to that baby? Now, do you understand why there are ladies who are blood group O negative, they have never known? They try to get a pregnancy, nothing is happening. They get a pregnancy, of course, it's there, and then after some time, it's out. After some time, it's out. And listen to me keenly. When you get this, let's say you carry this baby for about 12 weeks, actually a maximum of 12 weeks, it's out. So if you get a miscarriage in the first pregnancy at 12 weeks, at that moment in time, of course, there'll be sensitization. So below 12 weeks, consider it safe. So if you get a miscarriage below 12 weeks, the first pregnancy, you have no problem. You can get another pregnancy and carry it to term. But if you get a pregnancy or a miscarriage beyond the 12 weeks, problems, because you'll never get any more pregnancy. You will get it, but you will not carry it to term, because the mother's immune system will just kill it, will just destroy it. It will actually cause hemolysis of the red blood cells, because every red blood cells of this baby is showing a D flag. So the army against the D flag will come and destroy, and they will hemolyze. Hemolyze means just lyse, just eat or destroy the red blood cells of this baby. Therefore, this baby will end up having anemia. That is what we call the hemolytic disease of the newborn. So hemolytic, which means the immune system of the mother is cutting down or destroying the red blood cells of the baby. So this baby will have problems with even breathing and oxygen supply. So they get anemia. And this anemia is actually called hemolytic disease of the newborn. Are we together? So it's very hard for you to carry another pregnancy to term, because you always have an army against this. So you're actually thinking that this baby is a foreign body. You have to destroy him every time. And now, unless you get that injection of anti-D that actually suppresses the immunity of the mother so that the baby can survive, you will not hold that pregnancy to term. Again, remember, this is the hemolytic disease of the newborn. So you're destroying red blood cells. And red blood cells are made of something called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is actually heme, which is basically meaning iron. So there's a iron part, and then there's a globin part. The globin part is basically protein. So blood is made up, the hemoglobin is made up of iron, and then what? Protein. So protein plus iron, they form the hemoglobin. Now listen to this keenly. When you destroy that heme, in the liver, these red blood cells keep on being destroyed in the liver and the spleen. Okay, so that's the normal functioning. In your system, the liver just destroys the red blood cells, and the spleen clears the worn out blood cells and those ones that have just attained the 120 days. So you end up having something that is called bilirubin. Okay, buildup of bilirubin. As you lyse these red blood cells, you end up releasing the bilirubin from them, and then it starts to pile. And most babies are born with jaundice. Jaundice, that yellow condition. They have a yellow skin and yellow eyes. And then they are put, of course, under some radiation, maybe UV radiation, or they are given phenobarbital or phenytoin, and that definitely increases the liver's clearance for this bilirubin, so the baby survives. So there's normal jaundice in neonatal. It's called neonatal jaundice, but this one is severe because the mother's immune system is actually destroying all the red blood cells, and we're having this buildup of the bilirubin in blood. And now this baby looks very, very yellow, because very thin skin and very yellow. The eyes are so yellow, and that is severe jaundice. And this baby, you just lose the baby. But ladies, I want you to understand this keenly. For you to get pregnant, please know your blood group. That is one. Number two, if you ever carry out an abortion, and this is happening all the time, and it's sad. Ladies, if you get pregnant, carry it to term. Because I know there is no lady who gets pregnant when they did not want to get pregnant. They wanted to have sex with that man. They were sure of what they were doing. But unless it's rape, they were sure of what they actually knew, that they wanted sex from this man. So by the time a man is having sex with a woman, I am one advocate. I actually know that this lady had it in mind already, all planned in her mind. By the time it's just happening, it's not the man who even initiated it. It's her head. It was in her head already. She had already thought about it. So when you're there as a man beating your chest and saying, hey, I am that guy. I laid that woman. No, she might be the one who laid you, because she knew it before you even knew it. She wanted it, and she got it. That's why most ladies, before a man leaves you, left them. Anyway, story for another day. Story for another. Let's go back to the to the point. Okay. So if you ever get an abortion, this is happening in campus. They don't even know their blood groups, but they're having abortions. And now, after campus, you get a man and he marries you instantly. Now it's a miscarriage after another. It's because, one, of course, the healthcare system will might end up tapping that during the ANC clinics, but sometimes they miss out on that point. So you end up losing these pregnancies all the time. Look at those women who are in up country. Most of them, by the time they're going to hospital for the ANC, is in the third month, the fourth month. So they don't even start it as early as possible. The 13th week, they don't. They even don't know. And most of you ladies, you get pregnant, you wait to miss the first period. You're still hoping that God can change things for you. You wait for the next month, it's gone. You're like, I'm vomiting, but I don't think this is pregnancy. You are in denial. So by the time you're going to hospital to be confirmed to be pregnant, positive for pregnancy, one, you don't know your blood group at that moment in time. Two, it's already too late. So you're praying that, hey God, if this one, it's the second month already, you've missed your period for the second month consecutive. And of course, you're having sex without a condom. And you're there saying, God, if I escape this one, I will sing praises to you. I will actually go to church and, and glorify your name. You're saying that, and it's already the second month. I, hey, you don't even know who is the father to begin with. And nowadays, you ladies, you're afraid of a pregnancy more than you're afraid of HIV, more than you're afraid of STI, the syphilis and gonorrhea. So you risk it all because of the simple enjoyment that you want. So when you have that miscarriage, when you have that an abortion, please make sure your gynecologist knows. Tell them. If you're afraid of telling your spouse, just make sure the doctor knows so that they can give you the Rogam injection, that anti-D. It will actually protect you. It will get you pregnant. It will get you babies. But if you don't, you will have problems. Because if the husband is O positive and you're O negative and you had an abortion in campus, you even forgot about it. Of course, you cannot forget, but you forgot. That means you already have antibodies against any D flag. And if you get married to a man who is O positive, danger. They will tell you how you've been cast. Your mother-in-law will say how you've been cast because you cannot give us grandchildren. This one, yeah. This one is always popping children out. My son works so hard to put babies in, but she works so hard to put the babies out. This one is bewitched. We cannot have this one here. Now the tension between you and the mother-in-law starts because, of course, men cannot stand in between you and they say, hey, women, hey, relax. Modern men are so weak, they can't do that. Now the tension begins. And guess what? Of course, you will be the one who will give up. The man will not give up on the mother. You will give up. The hemolytic disease of the newborn is also a problem to the brain development of the child. The cognitive ability of these babies. So this baby can survive, but they will have mental retardation. You come back, you leave this child there, you come back, they're still seated in the same position, they're just drooling saliva. Their ability to retain things and have a good memory is compromised. Do you want that? That tells you need to take very much cautions when you're taking issues, when you're checking your blood groups. So, ladies, if you don't know your blood group, in the course of next week, go to hospital and get that checked. And also confirm with another laboratory. Because there are people who do a blood grouping here, and then 2 weeks down the line, they do another one, and it turns a different blood group. So you need to confirm. You can actually do 3 of them, simply different labs, and you confirm. Now you become better.